welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the Sephora Pro Pigment Editorial palette. I'm super excited to be getting into this. I used it to create this eye look today. This is one of the 3 new palettes that Sephora has released. They have got the Editorial palette, the Warm Tone, and the Cool Tone palette. This is what the Editorial palette looks like. There are so many fun, gorgeous colors in here, and it's a really neat palette. It's not something we've seen from Sephora before, so I'm really excited about this because I do really like Sephora eyeshadows. I've used them since I got into makeup when I was younger, and I've always really liked their single eyeshadows. So I'm very excited about these palettes. I bought them as soon as they came out, so I've had quite a bit of time to play around with them. The Editorial is the one I've probably played around with the least. So I have swatched everything before, but I'm just going to swatch it on camera for you guys now. And I'll probably go down in rows, kind of. So I'm just going to zoom in a bit and try and do this as live swatching. We're going to give it a go. There is a sheet that comes with it that has all the names on it. So I will try to go down all the names as I do this. I'm just gonna kind of go on the arm here. So the first shade is a matte white, and this is called Porcelain. Very pigmented, as we can see. The next shade is White Gold, and this is a duochrome yellow type shade. I am getting a lot of fallout when I swatch these. FYI, they're very powdery. The next one is Rose Quartz, and this is in iridescent duochrome pinky shade. My lights are definitely washing these out a bit, and I'm not very good at live swatching, so that's Rose Quartz there. Then we have Julie Tea, which is an iridescent green. Then we have Moonstone, which is an iridescent blue. Then we have Ice, which is a really loose, glittery pressed shadow. And Silver Coin, which is the same kind of texture as Ice. It's not quite as loose. And that's Silver Coin, so I'll zoom in with those. Sorry, I'm really bad at swatching, guys. But that's all those. They're all very light. These 4 in the middle here are kind of transformative shades. So those are something you're going to want to like put over another color, and it'll change how it shows up. And we're just going to swatch on the back of the hand for this next row. So we have got Tangerine. That is gorgeous. Amy, which is a nice coral kind of color. Eliza D, which is a beautiful magenta. And we have, what is that? Tila, I think is how you would say this one. And this is a bright flamingo kind of pink. Then we have Maisha, which is a very bright purple. Then Electric Violet, which is pretty much what it says it is. And Addie, which is a dark, shimmery purple. How beautiful is that? I really like this row. Everything, as you can see, it is, ooh, this is difficult. Everything is fairly powdery, but they do blend out really nicely. Yeah, very powdery, but gorgeous amounts of pigment there. All right, we're switching to the other arm for swatches, so this is going to start getting interesting. First up on the 3rd row, we have Champagne, which is a really nice light foil kind of color. Then we have Jeffrey, which is this ridiculous lime green shade. Then we have Helen P, which is this bright turquoise. I love that shade. Then we have Grass, which is a shimmery kind of deeper green. Then you get Sean, which is a matte teal color. Then you get Chris, which is a matte bright blue. And then you get Dina, which is a shimmery bright blue. So I'll close up on those. These ones are a little more powdery than some of the other colors, I would say, but you tend to get that with things that have blue tones in them. And I did use quite a few of the blues on my eyes today, and they actually blended out really, really nicely. So I am quite happy with how these ones perform, even though they don't swatch as nicely as the other ones. And then the last row on the palette is all either shimmers or those kind of loose packed glitter type things. So, where am I going to swatch it? We're going to swatch inside the arm here. We've got Pink Quartz, which is one of the kind of glittery foil type colors. My nail totally scratched that swatch, sorry. We have got Wendy G, which is a bright yellow gold foil. This swatch is so bad, haha. Then we have Lou, which is a kind of duochromy greeny gold type thing. So you can see when I move my arm, it gets like brown, green, bronze. Trying to like move it around as much as possible. So that's a very shifty type of color. Then we have Caroline, which is this beautiful kind of rose gold copper shimmer. I'm so bad at swatching. Oh my god, these are awful. Hector E, which is more of a metallic copper, not as glittery as the other one. That is beautiful. David, which is a shimmery kind of greeny gold. That one's more olive actually when you swatch it. And then the last one is Idol, which is a glimmery black, and it is ridiculously powdery, this one. But look at that pigment. Okay, so this has got to be like hands down the worst swatch job I've ever done in my life. I should never do live swatching again. Oh my god, that's awful. Ha ha ha! Look at my arms. This is so fun. So yeah. Definitely very powdery when you swatch them, but I think they blended really nicely on the eyes. And in general, I do really, really like this palette. So if you want to see how I got this look that I'm wearing right now, go ahead and keep watching. And before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see any future videos from me, and especially if you want to see more things coming up with these Sephora Pro palettes, because they are just so fun to play with, and I'm definitely going to be using them a load on this channel. So if you're a fan of that, don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. Alright, so I've got some translucent powder under my eyes just to kind of mask any fallout that I imagine we're going to get with this. And this is what we're going in with. How fun are those colors? So it comes with a little translucent plastic sheet that has all the names on it, but I'm just gonna kind of keep pointing to stuff because I can't be bothered to like keep flipping back and forth. And the thing with this palette is it doesn't really come with a transition shade at all. There's not a ton to work with so far as transition shades go, but we're just gonna kind of wing it. I've got like all my brushes and stuff on the side here, so that's what I'm going for when I look sideways. We're just gonna, I have no idea what I'm intending to do on my eyes today. I'm just going in. I'm taking a little fluffy Real Techniques brush, and I'm gonna go in with that bright turquoise shade. Definitely tapping off any excess. And just popping that into the crease. And I'm gonna try and build up pigment very slowly with these because I don't want to get anything too crazy straight off the bat. So far, this is building up very nicely. I really like the color of it. It's blending out nicely. Also, ignore how awful my brows are. I am trying to grow them out in view of the wax stain incident that I spoke about in a previous video, so they're going to be a bit gnarly for probably a couple months while I grow those back out to the length that I want them to be. Alright, and just going to start doing the same thing on the other eye. I'm going for a fairly quick look today because I've got some other crap I need to do this afternoon. I've got a dentist appointment because the other week I was just talking, having a normal day, and my front tooth just chipped. I have no idea what happened. I hadn't hit it against anything. I wasn't chewing. I wasn't eating anything weird. So that's fun, but I'm going to get that fixed this afternoon, which is good because it's been broken for about like a week and a half now, and it's just really irritating because like it's not a very big chip, you can barely tell it's there, but like it's really annoying to like eat ice cream and stuff with it because the inside of the tooth is so sensitive that eating cold food is really not nice. And I'm just using the mirror that the palette comes with. Alright, sorry, my camera like cut off in the middle of that there. So I've just finished applying that turquoise shade all in the crease. And what do I want? So I want this guy. I'm just going to take a slightly more tapered blending brush. This one's a Sigma E25. And I am going to go into... Ooh, how crazy do I want to be? I'm going to go for that bright magenta color there. And we're just going to fluff that a little bit lower in the crease. So keeping that concentrated a bit more in the actual socket of the eye. And this blends out into a really gorgeous purple color where they're meeting, and is going to kind of diffuse into that magenta color on the lid. Okay, sorry, my memory card was having a bit of a freak out, but we fixed it and it's fine. So I just put that magenta color in both creases, blended it out. We're gonna go onto the lid now. I'm taking a shader brush that I need to find. All right, so I'm gonna just take this one from Sonia Kashuk. It's just a kind of like flat shader brush type thing. I'm going to go in with the bright pink, because why the fuck not? Haha, it's so bright. Genuinely, these things are ridiculously pigmented. It's actually really, really fun. And I'm not getting like a crazy load of fallout. I totally thought I was going to. I mean, you definitely want to tap the brush off before you go in with the shadows. But that's fairly standard. Alright. So I'm just going to go back with that first brush that we had the turquoise on and kind of blend through the crease again. I love how bright this is. This is so fun. On the top row of the palette, there's a load of very light duochrome shades, so I'm going to go in with this pink tinged one on the same Sonia Kashuk brush. And these were quite powdery when I swatched them, so definitely tap that off. And I'm just going to pop that straight in the center. And that just adds kind of a nice highlight of iridescence. And then on the outer portion of our lids, I'm gonna go in with the blue iridescent shade and make the outer corner slightly more purpley tinted. These are actually really, really fun. Sorry, I didn't realize how far the mirror was overtaking the camera shot there. Oops. These are really fun. Look how different the color is with the iridescent shade on versus just on its own. It makes it a really nice gradient on the lid. Very cool. I like that. I'm just gonna go in a touch with this royal blue color on that first fluffy brush we took and just tap that into the outer corner here. Just to add a little more dimension. It's getting heavy to hold up as a mirror. I don't have my desk in front of me today because I film in the guest room and we've got someone staying here, so we actually like moved the furniture around to be a kind of livable space instead of just a filming studio. I really like that. Alright, and I'm gonna go in with a pencil brush and take that first turquoise shade that we used. Go in on the lower lash line. And then gonna take that royal blue and go on the second half of the lash line and just connect it up. How fun is that? Okay, so I'm just gonna pop on a really thin line of eyeliner and some lashes, and then we will be right back. Okay, so I popped on those lashes and a thin bit of liner. I also went ahead and finished up the rest of my makeup, like the blush, bronzer, highlight, lips, whatever. And we're just gonna go in with the finishing touches on the eyeshadow. So I'm going to take the, which one do I wanna take? So first we're just gonna take the white matte color in the upper corner of the palette, pop that on the inner corner of the eye, just as a kind of brightening base. And then we're gonna take that ridiculously glitzy shadow over here. I'm gonna pop a bit of that on this really tiny brush. And where did it go? Spray some Fix Plus. These ones are really, really powdery and really, really loose. So then just pop that wet shadow down on the inner corner. This is almost like a glitter. It's very bitty, but it makes for a really, really nice pop right there. I think that just brings a lot of light to everything and really ties everything together. And then just on a tiny little brush here, I'm gonna take the matte white up under the brow bone, just to kind of help blend out that turquoise a bit and just make sure everything feels really seamless. And I think I'm really happy with that. I think I'm gonna call that a day for the eyeshadow. Also, just look how pretty that like shimmery metallic logo is for the palette. So yeah, calling that a day for my eyeshadow. Really, really happy with that. And that is the end of our video. So that finishes up my try on of the Sephora Pro Editorial palette. Here's one last look at everything. I tried to go with the really super bright colors. That pink and that turquoise just were kind of screaming at me. And I really, really like how this palette works. I loved how the colors applied. There wasn't anywhere near as much fallout as I thought there were going to be. There's definitely quite a lot of kickback when you're putting your brush into the shadows, but as long as you tap them off before you go in on your eye, I really don't think you're going to have too much of an issue with any loose pigment flying around. And it's just a really pretty palette. There's a load of really, really fun colors in here. I think I will get a ton of use out of this, and especially if you are an aspiring makeup artist or something like that, I think these are a load of really fun colors to have in your kit, and I'm very, very happy with this. So if you liked this video today, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and leave some comments down below. Give it a subscribe if you want to see more from me. I will be reviewing the other two Pro palettes, the warm and the cool tone. I do have all three, so those will be coming up in the future if you're curious about my thoughts on those ones. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching, guys.